But yeah, this is Picross S4 and I'm going to do a power playthrough of puzzles 31 straight through to 45 in a single video, and just power through every single one of these. I'm not going to give too much of an in-depth explanation as to the how, but more just, yeah, blast through these really quickly where possible, just so that I have a complete set of the entire game right here on YouTube. Now, if you enjoy any of these Picross videos, please do leave a like and possibly considering a subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment on these videos if you think there's anything yeah, that I could be doing instead. I'm sure there's a great many things, but yeah, just if there's any kind of feedback or anything, I really appreciate it. Even if it is a bit on the critical side sometimes, that's perfect. I'm just starting off this channel, and yeah, like I said, all feedback is appreciated. I record these sometimes over at twitch.tv with the same username exactly as I have on here. So if you want to catch me live sometimes, you can subscribe to me over there, and yeah, you can catch me, like I said, live doing puzzle games or playing various other games and titles. I do some asphalt stuff there, but most of that isn't done live because crashing in it can summon out some non-PG words sometimes. Which, yeah, I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole. The AVGN rabbit hole. No, there's one down. Oh, it's what you make chocolate out of. I see the fact that this is a trombone, but like the names of the puzzles don't particularly help, and sometimes obviously the game uses the negative versions to color in the squares around pieces, and other times, yeah, it does just kind of color them in with a bit of artistic license. So seeing a puzzle's the picture that it will create doesn't exactly make them that much easier unless you have an amazing memory. Which kind of do not. Not to the point of going to remember a puzzle which I've done, yeah, because I've done these before I started to do like the later puzzles, which are far more difficult, than I was uploading the guides to them individually. But I said I'd just pop back and redo all of the earlier ones in a batch of videos and just upload them as, yeah, to get a complete guide to the entire every puzzle in the game. Trombone shorty. Well, presumably not the Resident Evil. Yeah, I do quite a few of these Picross puzzles, so for a second, that was a bit strange to get stumped in a puzzle quite so low down on the rungs for myself, but it happens. With these guys, I know it's just a case of check vertical, check horizontal, check vertical, repeat. And then repeat until the puzzle is complete. do find these puzzles a fantastic way to just chill out and kind of clear the mind and not think of anything other than just math. But yeah, I do have quite a few people, mates, who are just like baffled at the concept of using math as a way to chill out and relax. But they can be, just because it's hard to kind of, it's one of those things where it's hard to focus on anything other than the puzzle at hand. So it is quite cool to just have something to zone out to, and the music in these games is quite awesome and bouncy. For these 10 by 10 puzzles, I was trying to get them somewhere in the region of kind of the 2 to 3 minute mark. Alright, get somebody on the stream. Kind of cool, the massive increase in people doing streams and various other stuff on channels like Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook gaming. I've seen was after getting like a huge surge in popularity since the lockdown began. People are just sitting out playing video games and sharing those with others. Fantastic way to spend some time. And eat into people's backlogs as well. I have quite a shamefully large backlog of games, which kind of goes back to, I think I still have some Atari games that I need to get around to finishing. One of these days, I will stop buying games. Hello, person who joined stream and chat, by the way. I hope you're having a chilled out Monday. I'm just recording some of these guides to, it had been the final puzzle of Picross, but I actually finished it in under 10 minutes, and I had set the stream up thinking that it was going to take me like in excess of an hour. So yeah, that didn't exactly pan out, which isn't the worst thing. But yeah, just gonna blast through. Oh, hopefully blast through. I'm trying to figure out this one. There you go. I just become aware of the fact that I did not mute the phone in my pocket. I'm now thinking, how many minutes will it be until that phone rings? I'm gonna guess 10 minutes. So I'll try and get this done quickly. Yeah, like I said, if you're watching these on YouTube afterwards and making use out of any of the Picross puzzles, please do leave a like and consider a subscribe. I upload the entirety of some puzzle games. Goggles! Will these do nothing? They'd be perfectly functional goggles. But yeah, like Picross is one of those ones where it's a game where there is absolutely nothing to be gained from doing it faster. As in, there's no reward, there's no high score table even, or anything. It is just a case of, I do really enjoy the little bonus challenge of just try and get the puzzles done as quickly as possible while still, yeah, obviously making sure to never make mistakes on them find that fine line between doing the puzzle really quickly and nailing it. Oh, 1 minute. Yeah, for these 10 by 10 ones, like somewhere between 1 and 3 minutes, I consider to be a platypus. Or, I mean, acceptable. But yeah, I go through kind of my own, sometimes in check back over the ones where I got stuck and just check in and see, like, can I bring that the time down? But yeah, like I said, there's genuinely nothing to be had from Picross to getting the times as quickly as possible. It is just a case of a little kind of self-imposed thing of trying to get them at respectable times. Ah, there you go, up top. Yeah, it's always a case of just looking and checking where stuff can be and where stuff can't be. It's like the entire basis of every puzzle in Picross, but those fundamentals don't really change throughout these, even like from the easiest to the hardest puzzle in the game. It's the exact same stuff. It is just a case of like, can that part fit in here? If so, it's like, is there any other place where, yeah, is going to be contradicted by something else on that same line? But yeah, the one thing that you absolutely can't do in Picross, well, for any long period at least, make a guess. Because Picross always provides you with enough information to never need to guess, and if you do end up doing it, even if it's a 50-50 chance of doing it, on a smaller puzzle that might not catch you out sometimes, obviously, half the time it will. But on some of the gigantic puzzles, if you find yourself doing that a couple of times across the grid, you'll just end up with a massive mess and you won't end up with a platypus. One of a handful of mammals which lays eggs. Weirdly enough. One of the other ones which does is the echidna. The animal that Knuckles is in the Sonic series. That's why he's angry so often. He has to lay eggs. I guess he wouldn't lay eggs. His kid would. That's right, it's mammal trivia time. Slash Picross. Always nice when you're looking for something as a guide, and you notice, or as a clue, I mean, and then you notice the fact that there's an entire row which can be filled in, because I hadn't actually picked up one thing. Another one under the 2-minute mark. What's that? Legs? Dominoes. Oh, it's with the hands putting them there. Marshmallows image looks bizarre. I did not think marshmallows when I seen it first. try and clear up that whole patch. When it comes to Picross as well, it's like some of the bread and butter kind of puzzly elements to it, like some of those where you're trying to figure out the map for something for a small bit of time, like those same map issues come up over and over and over again in all the different puzzles. So like, yeah, if you see somebody like myself who's played through 6, that definitely doesn't look like Marshmallow. That looks like something completely different from me. But yeah, like I've played through 6 entire one of these games, so it's not that unusual if it's taken you a small bit longer to work down through these puzzles. Like I say, I've done 1 or 2 of them before. Definitely things where I kind of enjoy just chilling out to do. And like I said, kind of a great way to just clear the mind, kind of, and just think, yeah, just get lost in Matt. Nice relaxing screen full of numbers. Ooh. Ah. I'm just gonna bounce them back between, like, yeah, these are starting to get into the brackets where it's a tiny bit, yeah, there's a bit more that needs to be kind of looked at and worked out for each one of the little puzzle pieces. Ah, there we go. I knew there must be something I was missing. Right down the core of that. Ah, over the 2-minute mark. Boo! No. Icons from a 16-bit game. Winding key or corkscrew. I was considering, should I just put these into just chatting while on Twitch? Somebody mentioned it being against the TOS to not use the exact game title, but a whole pile of people free Picross. By a whole pile of people, I mean literally no one. Literally no one. So I'm doing this. Just as long as I can perfectly export these across to the other place, I'd be quite happy now. It saved me kind of uploading them as well, which is weird. Still can't quite determine for certainty if a piece on the left is above or below. Right, that's it. And now we know, but no, not yet. There we go. Let's go like the puzzles that are kind of based around something like that, where there is one part of it which could either be like above or below, and you just have the entire puzzle just kind of fall into place once you get that, like say on the left hand side there. Yo, Final 5. Yeah, I can make this very easy. Any times when you have like a 9 or something like that going across the end, start there. Actually see about putting the YouTube's timestamp stuff on these guys to see, can I put this up perfectly into all of the individual actual puzzles on YouTube within the same video. I haven't made use out of that yet, getting the timestamps right. Like I said, I just started kind of creating content in bits and pieces over at YouTube in the past month. Yeah, it would have been 1 month now. To having the I wanted to get my initial goal on YouTube was to have a day where I would get 100 views, which is like, yeah, I mean that's not. I've seen channels that are on there for quite a while that don't have that, but yeah, a mate of mine suggested just make content regularly. It doesn't really matter too much exactly what it is, just throw S word at a wall using a fan if required. Ooh, Gremlin! A puzzle took me 2 minutes before apparently. But yeah, just to use lots of content and up over the 1,000 views a day now for the last couple of days. It was really cool. Really enjoy like just the comments and everything, seeing people enjoy and make use of the videos, especially the stuff in Asphalt, because that game is fantastic, but Gameloft do what they can to try to make it less good. It almost seems like they, well, I suppose it's their duty to try to make it a little bit on the painful side to play, just so that people will get out the credit card and have to take part in microtransactions and stuff like that. But at the same time, I mean, it's one of the most forgiving free-to-play games. That and what's the other one I played on Switch? Paladins. That was another really kind of fair game for the most part. But the developer behind Paladins, they're just really poor at organizing and running some of the events. There was a year-long event that was going on, and that it actually just made me quit the game because they messed up the counting part at the end of it. I kind of thought, if I can't rely on a company to count what day of the year it is, yeah, I'm out. It's basic little stuff like that that can kind of ruin a game. For myself, at least. You have little bugs and flaws, but like on things where they shouldn't ever be flawed. Yeah, Paladins are really cool. Definitely better than Overwatch on the Switch. Because like Overwatch is capped at 30 FPS, whereas Paladins on Switch is locked to 60. And it uses a dynamic resolution solution then to try to keep it locked to that. It does actually successfully keep it to that to the frame rate at least. It does just mean sometimes when there's like loads of alpha effects like smoke, dust, grass and stuff like that, that it can kind of mush up the resolution a small bit. But an acceptable enough amount. getting for a free-to-play game. It's quite good. It's just a case of we'll take 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's just a case of little small things in it kind of annoyed from the Twitter reactions to that game. They annoy quite a lot of their player base regularly. Oh, didn't even realize I was getting single seed. It's a bottle. Pineapple. Plastic bottle. There is a plastic bottle full of pineapple. Let's see. 2 gap. 2, 3. And that means that. There we go. I do always say this on my Picross videos, but there is a point where anyone's watching these on YouTube afterwards and just sees them and goes like, how did that thing get worked out in such a point in the video? You just leave a comment down below. I'll yeah, my channel is definitely not so big that I will be able to get back to individual comments, and I can see if I can give a hand to the methodology that I used to try to work out a certain part. Yeah, like I do have a detailed breakdown on some of the larger stages of Picross, but for these smaller 10 by puzzles, I just kind of fly through them because it would be the same kind of there would be a lot of repetition in terms of the explanation as to exactly the mindset and thought process used for certain parts of these, yeah, the smaller puzzles. As such, I'm not going to continuously repeat the same things, but like I said, if there's any particular portion where you were like, that looked hard, or how was that worked out, I'd be only too happy to explain the methods that I use to get these done and help people get into really, really enjoyable puzzles. Hey, another 2 there. Turtle. Or yeah, turtle. And a wasabi. But yeah, like there's certain kind of rules to the way that Picross stuff work that are repeated across them. 2 gap, 1 gap. So you can always kind of see where a certain piece cannot go to begin with, or where a certain piece has to go to begin with. Ah. My favorite. Get to some stuff near a wall. This one has actually involved quite a bit of working. I guess it's the last of this series of 10. So it was going to be somewhat harder just to get the kind of foothold on the puzzle, but it is always just a case of like going vertical, horizontal, back, forth. And there should always be something workoutable. The later on puzzles, there is times where you have to use contradictions and make use of that part that you get with the X, as in that marker. Oh, whoops. I just want to make this. I want to get rid of that. But yeah, there is parts later on where you have to make use of that. Hey, still under the 3-minute mark. Perfect. Okay. So that's done for uploading to the YouTubes. And I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I had wanted to do from